Yeah, there's a lady in here right now, kind of the same conversation is like, how is everything? I don't know. I keep trying to do this and that, but then I can't.
Yeah, and I keep trying to, I still just don't understand. I'm eating less, I'm eating healthier, I'm trying to move more. I don't understand why the weight just won't go anywhere.
Well,
I'm just
I don't
so
know if
beyond
you,
frustrated.
yeah, sure. I don't know if you needed to eat less though.
Well, I know sometimes they say I'm not eating enough if I'm documenting everything correctly. But it's like, especially if I'm eating out, like there have been several times that, we're meeting up with friends or whatever, and I'm trying to make somewhat healthier choices. But I'm like, I don't really know exactly how many calories and, I'm not measuring that, right?
Yeah.
So if I go out to eat, I try to make sure I eat half of it and then I take the other half home for another meal because it's a little harder to calculate that. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I, going back to you saying that you were diagnosed with fatty liver, that plays a huge role in all of it, all the thyroid,
yeah.
everything else. And if they're not, going to that and trying to figure out how to support your liver and become non-fatty.
All they do is change, dietary changes. That's all they say. Just, eat a high fiber, whatever diet. And that's all they ever tell me.
Yeah, I think there's more to it than that. I'm frustrated also. I mean, I understand where you're like, kind of feel damned if you do, damned if you don't. Um, and it ebbs and flows, right? But I think more people I'm talking to were down here instead of up here. This is lasting too long.
Yep.
Oh, well, I try to keep my eyes and ears open for anything that I think might be a clue.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I'm going to take the band, stand on one, or probably not exactly the middle, maybe 3/4 of the way down the band. And instead of having it down at our sides here, my arm is straight. I want you to try and bend your elbow. And so it's going to, rest you here. And then we're going to press into our squat like so. Okay.
Hold on.
And we'll do 8. Yeah. Let your elbow rest down. Yeah. Yeah. So it's just held there. It's kind of hooked on, not really pulling it.
It's really hurting my back of my arm.
Is it too tight?
Yeah.
Go a little less and see if that makes a difference.
I don't know. It's the way it's pressing on the back of my arm is bothering me.
Okay. Well, can we then go back to the other way with a band down? I just got to double it this time. So we hold it like so. Yeah. We're going to try to keep our shoulders and our hips squared as you come down and up. And we'll do 8 on this side and then switch it. My husband had his cataract surgery Tuesday. So far, things are good. Went in for a follow-up, first thing yesterday morning. So that's been kind of my preoccupation.
Right.
Still, probably for a month, he's going to need extra assistance until it kind of calms down and the vision clears.
Yeah, and he can't bend over and all that stuff.
Yeah, and he's going to the max with that. He's got the bed elevated. He's got the drapes pulled because he's been dilated still. And it's really bright because his cataract was 1 millimeter thick. They're like, that was thick.
Wow.
Really thick. So on top of just seeing better, sort of, because it's still cloudy,
Right.
everything is just so bright. And then he was dilated. So,
Yep.
okay, we're going to stand on it. Give yourself enough slack to lift the outside leg. It still work, but comfortable. Okay, so you have to balance, and I do have both ends of the band in my hands. We'll do 8, and then make sure you get it the way you want it on the other side, and we'll do 8. So here, it's the space in between that's important on how tough it is. Yeah, and he doesn't have any corrective lenses that are going to work right now, so he's still stuck at home. Yeah. And then we're battling like respiratory stuff with the chickens, so he can't help at all. I mean, even if he could see.
Right.
It's like I'm wearing like a coat that stays in the laundry room that, don't go in there.
Right.
All right. So now you're going to come up, out, in, down. I'm standing on it. Doesn't really matter which leg. Probably the opposite one will keep the band out of your way. But up, out, in, down. Yep, for 8. Up, out. Good. So thank goodness his work has been really understanding. Just happens to be that they were going through detached retina and cataract stuff too, like a little bit before, so they relate. I mean, the guy still has like a gas or oil bubble in his repair, and they see the same retinologist. So they've been bonding over that. But he's like, take all the time you need. All right, yeah. Other side. Up, out.
All right.
Oh, one side's harder. Yep, up, in. I forgot to tell you when we were talking about the lymphatic sequencing or the lymphatic drainage, to try and do that before you get on the vibrator plate. So that sort of opens up all the doorways. And then when you do like a little bit of bouncing, even if it's like calf raises, or I would imagine that the vibrator plate would be similar, right? Kind of jostle you. That helps move the lymph after you've opened everything up.
Okay.
So, all righty. Then we're going to step on it with both feet again. This time, press. Press. 8 to 10. Okay, it can be kind of tight, so go slow. It's not like this boom, boom, boom. Not like a vibrator plate. Press. Good. You've always done that really well. Awesome. Okay, if you need to get some water, then we'll start back with that squat, having the weight on one side. I've got to get my hair colored today, but before that, I need to give another sample of my hair. So I couldn't put any hair product in it. So I'm trying to tame it, hold it back, because it is like, woo, wild.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, it's actually falling down. But I could have my hairdresser do it. So because I don't want a big chunk pulled out in one spot. So I have her use her skills.
Mm-hmm.
And she's in the health and wellness field also, so she understands. Yeah, and you know, she's helped me out with her Zydascan unit.
Mm-hmm.
We got outer thigh hair. And so I try to take that information and cross-reference with other things. And a lot of times it does confuse you more. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping to get to talk to my doctor, because everything she does is email, but so much is lost in communication.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are you ready for the arms? Did you do the outer thigh on both sides?
Yes.
Okay.
I know. I did the squats. I started from
Yeah.
the start again. Yeah.
Okay, so we still need this.
I already did that.
You
Did
did
we
the
do that?
squats and you did the outer thigh, so now we need to do this.
Yeah, we did the outer thigh later. Didn't we? The outer thigh was one of the last
Did I
ones I
mess
did.
up the order?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. Well, I don't know. I might have messed it up the first time and got it right the second time.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, let's go leg, upper body, if we can. If we can. Yeah, so my doctor has a new office manager, and I got a big long letter from her, and basically saying this is protocol that I need to follow. I need to fill out a form, because I requested like a phone call twice, and she's like, well, I'm waiting for you to fill out your form. And the form has all these questions on there. But part of my gripe is that it's so exhausting for me to try and type everything out that I'm thinking.
Yep. And all of them want you to do that now. Every single time before I can go to an appointment, they got forms and check-in stuff that they want me to do and fill out all these questionnaires.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm like, you know, so the doctor can prepare and all this. And I'm like, I just want a two-way real-time conversation. And, you know, basically I said, burnout, question mark. I need to talk to Dr. Rose. I want to clarify some things and bring up some other stuff. And I didn't spell it out. Well, then anyway, I'm like, I'm frustrated and I'm exhausted.
Yep.
I need to talk to somebody. Okay, so then we can do this if you haven't, or this, press back.
Okay.
So actually it's the same foot placement. Okay, there, 1, 2. Yeah, and then she's like, well, you know, I don't understand how you've gotten such a big stock in leftover supplements. There's only 3 ways that could happen. And she bullet points the 3 ways. And I'm kind of like, well, you know, I'd like to talk to you too. To let you know, there are more than 3 ways that could have happened. But I don't want to sit there and write down number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 7.
Exactly. To me, I mean, are you paying her for this back and forth?
Well, that's the thing. If I'm requesting something and they're like, well, we need to determine how much time Dr. Rose needs and this and that, I'm like, no, I should be able to request 30 minutes or 60 minutes and pay for it. And I should be able to talk.
Yep.
I don't want to ask one question and then have someone go off 15 minutes over that one question.
Yep.
I want to be able to go, okay, that satisfies this. Okay, now this, and now this. To get through my list. I want to drive the conversation. After 2 years,
of emailing, I think it's undue a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I get for like a quick question or something that you're following up on, but if, you should be able to have an appointment with your doctor, whether it be in person or FaceTime. And see, I get that sometimes with my pain management doctor. Sometimes I'll have questions in my head and she'll go off on a tangent about some research or, yeah, and I know you're really into this stuff too. So if you're looking at this is what I've come up with. And then she'll write stuff down and tell me to do research on my own too. And then before I can get all my questions in, well, I've already gone over, I know, but she was late coming in to see me. I sat there for 20 minutes waiting for her to come in there.
Oh,
And then in
wow.
15 minutes, she's trying to cut me off like, oh, I'm going over because they only allow this much time for these visits and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, but I didn't get everything I needed here
Right.
because
Right.
I love her to death and she's smart and I like that she'll listen to me and researches some of this more natural stuff and is willing to have those conversations with me. But
It's still not enough.
It took you 10 minutes to answer one question.
I know. I know. I know. All right. So yeah, let's start back with the squat. And then we'll do our arms. Yeah. And then she takes a lot of time to write down the things that she wants to say also. When, like you said, a video call can be recorded and transcribed if you're wanting that for documentation.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be great to go back and be able to revisit it because a lot of times you remember things differently.
Mm-hmm.
And in one case for me, that's kind of gotten under my skin, no pun intended. Okay, so now you're going to do the frontal raise.
I got to do the other side.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I told her I was concerned about the texture of the skin on my thighs, right? The texture. Well, as she's going through her summary and recap of the last couple of years and where we stand, she's like, you've complained of bumpy skin on your legs. I'm like, no, it wasn't bumpy, because that's leading her to thinking, parasites and allergy kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, it's completely different. This is a collagen problem because it came on. I never had great smooth skin, but after menopause, I am telling you, in like 3 months, it was night and day. I just remember I had shorts on and I looked down and I went, oh, whose legs are these?
Yeah, that's what happened to me too. I mean, I've always been a little heavier or whatever, but it was like literally one day I woke up and I had lines on my face and dimply skin.
Mm-hmm. Right. Dimples, not bumps.
Yeah.
And if you just pull the skin tight a little bit, it goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I'm like, yes, I probably need some of the other treatments, like the parasite stuff, but I don't want to overlook a different issue.
Do you take collagen supplements?
I have done everything I know how, and I've concluded that I am deficient in copper, and I have been probably most of my life because I'm also anemic, and they kind of go together. And this last protocol, she had me taking iron, and it was a double strength iron, and you and I have talked about it. And I want to tell you that I believe that iron, I did it for 1 to 2 weeks, caused inflammation in me because my hands and my feet went up. And it's receded some, but not back to where I was because I was doing pretty good.
Right.
And I just took it out on my own, and I want to explain to her because I've sent her copies of all of that stuff about the iron. And then she wants to reiterate about blood tests not being this and that. But some things blood tests are good for, just like your hair sample is good for stuff, but not fluoride. Right?
Mhm.
Okay. So you do a different test. And it's just so hard to convey any of that. For one, my hands don't work and it's hard for me to type.
That's what I keep fighting with the disability about. Every time I turn around, there are forms that they want me to fill out and in email or mail, or I got to follow up with all my doctors and make sure they're sending all the documentation. And last time I talked to a lady, I was like, woman, you have no idea how hard this is for me and how stressful this is to me. Because not only am I in terrible pain and my hands and arms don't work normal, everything takes twice as much effort. And then when I'm hurting like that and I'm getting frustrated, then my brain doesn't work. So I don't know what the hell you expect from people, but I know, y'all probably don't want to get taken advantage of and you got fraud and all that stuff to worry about, but you've got my doctor's records.
Yeah.
I told
Okay.
you what my issues are.
So how many rounds was that? Are you going into a fourth?
That was 3.
That was the end of 3. Okay. So we've done the shoulder press back
Mm-hmm.
and then you finished with the legs. So you went in a different order too, and that's okay.
Yep.
So last time we did a seated in and out with both legs. I was going to alternate the legs today, so it should be a little easier. So it's going to be kind of like a march. See if you can do 10 on each side. So out up to 20. So 1, 2, 3. Good. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, to get your thoughts together, to grammatically say it properly, get your punctuation, your capitalization, because I just don't type. It's never gotten better. It's probably worse.
Yep.
Okay, then you're going to sit on the edge of your seat, and I just want you to do kind of a twist. So if you want to take your hands and just touch behind maybe the seat or the back of the chair. Actually, I want you to go one side first. Let's do that so you don't get too dizzy. Let's just go 10 one side. Yeah. Then maybe your head won't be swimming. Oh, but it still could. Good. And then I know if I do get this call, I will have to go back and get all my documentation to refer to. So it's going to take research.
And that's the same thing with me. Every time I fill out the forms, I'm like, I don't want to contradict myself or have them think I'm making this stuff up as I go. So I go back and get my old forms that I filled out and go through them and make sure I'm basically trying to word it and say the same things and I'm not leaving anything out that I said before, because I don't want them to think, well, that's better now. It's like, okay, I just forgot right now because I'm thinking about this, this, and this. And they don't, and I know they're going to nitpick every little thing and they're not going to care that I forgot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It takes both people to help to work together on that. And then if you don't come into a conversation like we're having here, so much gets lost in the communication. And then you're treating something that the person didn't need
Mm-hmm.
and missing something they do.
I feel like all the time, I feel like something's being missing and I don't know what it is, that I keep talking to everybody about it. Like we're missing something, something's not right, or, maybe we're not looking at the big picture or whatever, but maybe we just need to stop and regroup. I just need to stop everything I'm doing and just regroup, because all the stuff that I've done, something should be getting better.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's go into the knees or the single leg march. It's tough because our bodies do such a good job on hiding things. Like a lot of times people have high blood sugar, don't know it, have high blood pressure, don't know it, right? Thyroid, they don't know it
Right.
because we don't feel it necessarily. So
Yep.
therefore, I think the other side is good, is also happening is when things good are going on, you don't necessarily know it right away.
Right. Well, I've been going through this for 3 years now. Well, more than 3 years. Just the worst of it has been 3 years since I was put on disability. But I was going through the neck stuff and the weight stuff
And
long
jaw,
before. Yeah, and the jaw long before, and the thyroid, all that stuff was long before the RA and the brain fog and the fatigue getting much worse and the depression and all that.
yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm with you. Although I feel like I do have, a good doctor in my corner. She's not a general practitioner. She kind of sticks to what she does. And she does try to look at the whole picture, but there's still no other support, And she's like, well, have you mentioned this to your cardiologist? I'm like, they don't know. And I don't think they care,
Mm-mm.
you know. And then she says, you have this is around my husband's situation because I'm trying to juggle his too and mine. And she's like, well, that last blood test that you did, because it was asked from the cardiologist side, right? And so we told her that came back really high vitamin D,
Mm-hmm.
high eosinophils. And we reached out to her to see what we should do because he was taking a vitamin D supplement, right? And he was having gastrointestinal problems. She took all of that apparently as confirmation that he has parasites, but never ever says specifically it was the high eosinophils that lead me to think this, or, she wasn't concerned about the high vitamin D, yada, yada. And I'm like, I'm not saying there isn't that, but could it been something else? Like I had a breakout in my chest from itchiness. And she was like, oh, that's parasites. And I'm like, I was handling my chicken that had mites. Could it not be that?
Yeah, she's not doing a full.
Never acknowledged it at all. And I can tell you now enough time before and after, and I haven't been around that chicken because she's gone. I haven't had it. Never had it before and haven't had it since.
Right.
That was
She's
not
doing a full evaluation. She's not listening. She didn't ask you, so what have you been around? What did you do? Have you done this? Have you done that before jumping to a conclusion?
Yes. And I'm not denying the possibility of being true, but this
Right.
instance was not that case.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And when I'm taking double the vitamin D, because that's the neuropathy protocol. The natural neuropathy protocol is alpha lipoic acid, like 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3, folic acid, and something else. So I was doing that. And when I started doing that, that's when I started having the episodes of SVT. And I noticed my stomach, I was feeling nauseated a lot more. And nobody ever acknowledged that that could be it. And I did my own research, and it very well said the overdose of vitamin D3, these are the symptoms. And when I stopped that and went back to the normal dose, all those problems stopped.
good for
But they
you.
didn't want to acknowledge, well, that shouldn't do that. That that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, well,
Mm-mm.
where do you get your information? Because all I did was Google it
Mm-hmm.
and it's right there. And then the proof is when I stopped and went back up to the regular dose, I felt better.
Yeah,
I don't think that
Yeah.
was a coincidence.
right. Exactly. And in that other book, it talks about vitamin D not being as highly needed in as high doses as they say, and that synthetics really you should stay away from. You need to be getting it from your foods and the sunshine. But they put so much emphasis on vitamin D, and they're not saying it isn't important, but the dosages that they want you to maintain in your blood are basically they're saying too much, and it can cause other problems. So how do you convey that to a doctor who's sold on, could this be my case?
Yep. And I think we're not the only people that feel that way. Some people just don't know those actual questions to ask. They don't do their own research. So whatever the doctor says, they just accept it. And those of us who try to think for ourselves a little bit more and notice things about our bodies better, they don't know what to say to us. They don't know what to do with us.
Mhm. No, because they're also trained in a very linear mindset.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I say I do understand where you are, and I'm doing my best, but I'm kind of like you. Let's take a breath. I need to take a breath.
Yeah. I just feel like, other than, continuing to not drink all that wine and to continue to work on my eating, do I really want to do anything else? Do I want to take any more medicines or supplements? Or maybe I just need to stop taking